Meeting of the River Plantation Municipal Utility District on November 10th at 6:31 p.m. I have 4 board members present: Tom Vandiver, Tim Goodman, Mark Robin, and Julie Gilmer. Okay. First item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the meeting of the Board of Directors for October 28th. Does anybody have any questions, comments?
No.
I looked it over, it looks good to me.
Okay. You good?
Okay.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the minutes of the meeting on October 28th?
Yes, so moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Passed. Number 2 item on the agenda, receive the comments from the public. Okay. D-Judge, you're first on the list.
Okay, I just want to congratulate all of you for getting that bond passed.
Yes.
So that's terrific. Now, my problem here, I guess, Richard, you're my target.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Again?
Let's get fixed here.
Well, I'll tell you, we have been, I think we talked about this probably over a year ago, about that plant that died over there at the tank. And we need to put another one in there because the pressure tank is so visible. I mean, when are we gonna get that
Can
done?
we get a plant in the next week and put it in over there?
Yeah.
Just dig a hole and put it in.
It's a pretty good sized push I gotta get.
No, well, let me tell you,
Well-
what you should do is take a picture of that area, cause you're really just filling in. You can't put anything in that's there already, cause it's too big.
Yeah.
Kind of, get some measurements or whatever. And then go over to Nature's Resource down here on 1488. Show them the picture, tell them what you need. They'll be able to give you a plant that's gonna fit in there and just put it in and water it and we're good.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, now's the time to put them in.
Yeah, this is it.
Because they
What?
make a thing, I've been thinking about getting some for my house.
That grow really fast.
It doesn't grow, it's plastic, really. It looks like a vine, and it's expensive. Then you can put it up on the.
No,
How about wait until after Christmas and get a Christmas tree that is a
Oh,
live
we
one?
could get a bunch of them piled.
it's too small for a Christmas tree.
They grow, they grow.
We don't want it growing, we just want it filling it in.
We'll authorize you to go buy a plant,
Yeah.
a bush to put in there, whatever we.
If I'm not mistaken, I think those things were, I looked it up and we planted waxed myrtles.
Well,
Is that
you
what those
don't,
things are?
yeah, but no, you don't have to do
Does
that.
it flower? Cause myrtles flower, don't they? Does it
No, you
flower?
don't want wax
No.
leaf because of the pollen.
No,
Yeah,
Right.
that's
wax-
different than the
that's
wax
different,
myrtle.
yeah, wax myrtles
Yeah.
are different.
No, just ask them for a plant that's gonna fill in that thing.
I know
Because
there's
those
wax
other
myrtles
ones are too
planted there
big.
and oleanders is what I found on the list.
Those
Yeah,
all
but-
flower.
Yeah.
Just get a
Can't have a flower
plant that's gonna fill in
Sure
there.
can. But I mean, I was
It'd
asking
be
her if
prettier
it
than
flowers.
just an
Does it
evergreen.
flower? so we can
Nothing,
replace
nothing
it.
flowers.
Okay.
Plus oleanders, you can, use the poison.
Poison the ants. Oh, and how about the ants?
You wanna come over for tea?
She's planning.
Yeah, she brings up a good point, Richard, about the ants. We do have,
Yeah.
ants that are,
I've already had an exterminator out there, he's killed everything out there.
Well, he didn't do the outside, he did the inside.
And he came back and did the outside. I called him back when you were talking about it. He came back the next day.
Well,
He came out the next
I'm
day.
out there and I'm putting my stuff on your ants.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he either missed them or those babies are just gonna go
Ants are
forever.
part of nature.
Yeah,
Can't we live in peace?
Yeah, but no, they are leaf cutters.
right,
Okay, that's different.
That's different, we gotta get rid of those.
and I didn't realize there's a different treatment for leaf ants than fire ants.
The regular ants.
Yeah,
Well,
they
fire
won't-
ants are different
fire
than
ants,
regular ants too.
poison won't work on them. So we had to do a different type of treatment on those.
All right, so you know what you need to do? Okay, all right,
Okay,
You're
thank you.
good?
I'm good.
okay. George Gilmer.
Thank you, ma'am. I want to do the same thing that Dee is doing, but I want to be more specific. Tom, you and Linda did some fantastic work July 4th and continue to help and volunteer and improve our community living standards. Tim, you and your wife Jamie are doing fantastic work. I want to thank you and Jamie, your wife. Mark, not many people know this about you. I want to thank you for this. You started your career protecting and serving the United States of America in an aircraft. And you continued that to help our country. Not only that, you are so concerned about our country and being patriotic. You had a lot to do with the fireworks presentation in July 4th. Not many people know that, but I wanted to thank you for that. Thank you, sir. Julie, I think you've got a great husband. I'm gonna sit down before I get in trouble.
All right. Mr. Duffy,
Thanks, Mark.
you didn't say whether you did or didn't want to talk,
No,
so.
I mean, again, I'd like to thank Mark for his service.
Yes.
You too, Frank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody forgets. I think people are still apprehensive about the $15 million, but it passed and it needs to get done.
We're going to discuss tonight
Yeah.
priorities.
Tim, did you have any of the peach cobbler
Last night,
last night?
leftover.
The leftovers,
No,
did you get a
she
piece of
didn't
it?
bring the peach cobbler home.
She didn't bring it home?
No.
Check the car, it's in the car. She put it in the back of the car.
Did she really? No,
Yeah,
I
she
didn't
took
get,
it home.
I didn't know anything about peach.
Oh, okay, as long as you didn't
We ate
get
it on the
it.
way home.
She ate
It's
it?
a little late now.
Okay.
Probably all eaten.
I don't know, there was a big chunk left.
Okay, number 3. Did you want to say anything, Mrs. Duffy?
No.
No, okay. Order canvassing the returns of the bond election. I know it's in here somewhere.
I don't know if I saw something about that.
What happens when I look and I get everything out of order?
Yeah, I have a copy.
Wasn't there a copy?
I
Yeah,
have a copy here to get to sign.
okay. You want to read it? No. Do we need to read this?
I don't think I received anything.
I
Yeah,
think we
okay.
That's what I
just
missed.
adopted.
Yeah, I did have this somewhere.
I did too, but I can't find it now.
Okay, so, just to note, Davis is, we need to, that Gerard is absent from the meeting instead of being present.
Right.
Okay.
Right, we'll absolutely,
Oh, Mark.
we'll absolutely revise that.
No, I know, but it says he's present on the first page, so, yeah.
We,
Okay,
we always just prepare the documents as if everyone's present unless they let us know that they're gonna be absent, and I think we just maybe didn't get a response from Gerard or weren't clear on whether or not he was gonna attend, so.
okay. Do I need to read this whole?
No, I think it's just important that you review, I'll note that we received the certified returns on Monday, November 8th, from the Montgomery County Elections Department. And there were 263 votes cast in the election, 186 for and 77 against. And we just need to, we are required by law to canvass the election returns. Just a reminder, the deadline is November 15th. One of the reasons that we moved our meeting up from Thanksgiving Day. And so we just need to adopt the order, canvassing those certified election returns, and then adopt the amendment to Statement of Directors. The Statement of Directors is the document that goes in the real property records with general information about the district, including the district's authorized bonds. And now that that amount has changed, we need to update it in the real property records.
Okay.
You have copies of that, Richard?
Yes.
Nice.
Got them all ready to
Okay.
sign.
Okay.
I
I'd like
can-
to-
I
I'd like
can
to
edit
read-
that
I'd
first
Oh, you
just-
want to read it first? I
Just skim
I
it.
thought it was in the packet. Where did I read it? Oh, I saw
I
it
didn't get it.
online today.
Yeah.
That's where, it was in the packet that was online. That's where I saw it.
We included it in the
Yeah.
packet, and Richard was copied on the
Yep.
email from Susie Harvey. There are 4 attachments. There's a certification, and then there are 4 separate reports that break down the election returns. I have them here, but I don't know if you can see mine.
I have them here
Your
too.
spreadsheet there?
Yep.
Yeah, so I just, while we're looking at this, I just want to, I always go out the morning of the meeting because there's usually more in the packet online than what we get 2 days before, so. But that, I did remember seeing that was on there,
It
is
I
online.
read it was online. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know I read it somewhere.
yeah.
That's all of it.
I have it here, Davis.
See that.
Perfect, thank you, Richard.
Early voting,
Yeah, as
absentee
I mentioned,
voting.
we got it, the certified returns came in, on Monday, so.
That's how many people turned out to vote, 15% of the population.
That's good, it's a good number.
Yeah, we-
Just-
When there was nothing
it-
else, that was,
It's a pretty strong turnout for a mud bond election. Just in my personal experience with elections, and it's probably worth noting that in 2020 there were 332 votes cast, with 146 for and 186 against. So
This time,
just if anyone's interested, so.
okay. Okay, so do I have a motion to adopt the order canvassing the election?
I will.
Okay, Mark's gonna make the motion, do I have a second?
Now, second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, do I also have the, what was it called, statement? Well, now I got a question. Can Mark sign as assistant secretary since it says secretary? Or do we have to have that redone too?
He can.
Yeah.
He can?
And we
Okay.
can, we'll have that, we'll probably prepare a revised signature page for that.
Okay,
Davis, I'll edit it and send it back to you.
Okay, that'd be great. Thanks, Richard.
then are you gonna have our signatures on it?
Oh, that's right. It's not gonna work, huh?
That's why I was like, how are we gonna do this? Because I think we're gonna have to re-sign it, so.
Yeah, I'd go ahead and sign it
Yeah,
and
just
just write
sign
in assistant, and then we'll have one and we'll get it cleaned up.
Okay,
And the amendment statement of directors only needs, it has signature block for all 5 directors, but it only needs to be signed by those directors who are present.
present, okay.
So,
That's this one.
we do not need Gerard's
This thing.
signature.
I think that's at the back, isn't it? No, where is that? Oh, no, but you get something there. I saw it was online too, but where is it
What are
at?
you looking for?
The certifying the board.
Oh, that's this one.
You got it there?
Yep, I
Okay.
got it here. We have that in back, and the Montgomery County. And
I'm
now
gonna
it's
do
going
it.
to minutes.
It's right here.
Do we need this to sign?
No, no, no.
Okay.
And I'll say that it is required by law, and we do need a motion to approve the.
Okay. Okay. Can we see the amendment to the statement? Okay. All right, so, here, I looked at it this afternoon.
So we need to make a motion?
Yeah. Would you want to look at it first?
To accept
Yes,
it.
sir.
Do you want to look at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've already seen it, but look. You good, Michael? I'm good.
How are you?
Good. Just got off, had a little time to come down and say hi.
Majority of the district directors. I like that. Okay.
You need to look at it?
Hmm?
You want to look at it?
I'm gonna vote on it, but
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you looked at it. I thought you said.
I
you
think
looked
I
at it.
have, I just want
Okay.
to refresh it.
Yeah, Tom, that number number you asked about was from this document.
Okay,
It
yeah,
is
there
on
it
the
is.
second
right there.
page, no, first page. Okay.
I knew I saw that, I said, that didn't look right. Yeah, I've read it. Okay. So what do we need to do, just approve
We have to
it?
have a motion to accept the amendment to the statement of directors.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll move
have
that
some.
we, accept this amendment to, for the directors, or whatever it's called.
Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now we gotta
Oh,
sign
you
it.
guys signed the last page with the blue pen.
Blue pen.
That's right, that way you can, you make sure it's not a copy.
No, it's right
It
there.
is.
I just gave it to him.
Okay, while we're signing, you wanna go ahead on to the engineer's report?
Can have been 10 November.
Sounds good.
Yeah, is that today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marine Corps birthday.
Taylor, you're on mute.
Yep, I'm on mute. I got it. One of these days I'm gonna figure it out. It's only been a year and a half. I relayed all the costs to Richard for the East Plantation mud regarding the Holly Springs drainage. So I'm not sure what communication he has had so far with them. Other than that, we did receive the letter of consent for the recreation bond that I'm sure Davis will report on. So all of that is going well and going through, and then to back up a step, congratulations on passing the bond and getting that all done. And so now is time to start talking about what you guys wish to spend.
And I'll just jump in real quick and
Yeah.
say, since Taylor mentioned it, we have received preliminary approval of the park bond issue from the TCQ. We have signed off on it and should have final here in about 2 weeks. So,
So
Good.
what happens
Yep.
after you get that final? We can then go out and do the
Yep.
funding?
I was gonna talk about that under meeting schedule and pending business.
Okay.
Just to kind of talk about schedule with Lauren and everything, so sorry to interrupt, Taylor.
No, you're fine. It's an open item. And then, like I said, I put together a brief, cost summary, summary of costs for the first bond issue. This just is reflective of what the 10-year plan kind of showed, minus a couple of things that I took out just based off of y'all's feedback throughout the process, to really get into the important things, and kind of keep it in that first initial valuation that we originally talked about, which was about 6.9 million. So with that being said, maybe you guys have had a chance to look at it. This is completely open for discussion. It's whatever you guys think. All of these projects are important. The storm sewer probably being of max importance, seconded only to the, and then the sanitary, following that pretty closely behind. So, there's some good things in here to get the ball rolling, get a good idea of what's going on in the district, and then from there we can gauge as to what the item is. I did talk to Lauren a little bit about tax rates and things like that. He's got two values planned out for a kind of 6.9 million and then upwards of 7.7, which would kind of cover everything that was kind of in that first 5-year plan. So just looking for your guys' feedback, where you sit, how you think about it, and so on and so forth.
And I'll also add that Taylor and I had this conversation. Obviously, there's some urgency to get started with some of this work. And the first step is to just authorize Taylor to begin preparing the application, right? So you don't have to make a final decision on the exact numbers today, but we wanted to go ahead and get them in front of you so that Taylor can get started if you guys want him to go ahead and start on the application, so you don't lose a month in this process. So
Thank you, Davis, and I apologize. I realize this is y'all's first bond application, so it's a little bit of a different process. So these are not by any means fixed values. Whatever you say or think, let's talk about it. Let's think about it. But as Davis said, to get the ball rolling and everything, authorizing us to start preparation of the bond app, we can change numbers out fairly easily. But the bulk of the report can be done prior to the finalization of the numbers.
Okay.
So you're looking for,
And when you obtain approval from the TCQ on these projects, essentially what they do is they allocate the funds to a specific project, right? And so that's what you're getting approval for. This isn't, you ultimately will still have to publicly bid these jobs. And so this is, conservative pricing, always from your engineer, based on obviously a number of estimates, but ultimately you will then contract with a contractor on, the terms as you normally would, to do the work, and be able to use all of this money, to do water, sewer, and drainage projects in the district.
So is this where we decide what the first step is?
Yeah, projects.
Like televising the sewer so that we know where we are? Didn't we talk about being that first?
The first step is really to authorize, would be coming to you guys to authorize us to begin the bond out, and this opens the discussion for the projects, in which we have on our list. Now, as far as the projects go, you have to clean and televise everything to know where the issues begin and end. So that's always gonna be our first step.
Okay.
And so I obviously I highly recommend putting that in the bond application. But, we do have some leeway in some of the things. If you guys feel more comfortable selling a $5 million bond application, or if you tell me, hey, we need to really do 10 million. Again, you guys dictate that, and from that information, I will make the recommendations as best possible that are projects most important to the districts in getting completed.
So how many of these projects do you think you could get done in 3 years, let's just say?
In 3 years, you can get them all started, underway, going, sanitary sewer clean and televise. If for some reason, if we come back and there's a bunch of issues that need to be done, and let's just say phase 1 wouldn't cover it, we would do 2 plan sets for phase 1 and phase 2 at the same time and do the construction at the same time. So don't think about phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 having to be done in sequential order. They can be done at the same time. It's just a way for you guys to break it up, break up the numbers, and so that you don't have to go for it all at once, or you're not doing several things. And the same with the storm. If you can do it all in phase 1, or if you need to do phase 1 and phase 2 at the same time, that all can be done.
Okay.
Well, in my opinion, I think based on that report that I think I sent to all you guys on the fire hydrants, when we have 39.6% of our fire hydrants that have issues, I'm not saying they're major issues, but they have issues. And that was, just so everybody knows, that was done by an outside company. That was not done by the fire department. That's a company that the fire department hires what do they do, every 2 years?
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years to monitor the fire hydrants in all the subdivisions in their district, okay? But when we have it was either 6 or 8% of them that have some kind of issue, I gotta wonder how that's gonna affect homeowners insurance, and if those don't need to be addressed in the first phase too.
So I have, if you don't see, I have a fire hydrant and valve survey. Included with that fire hydrant, we would go certify all the valves and do rotations of them and see if they're working properly and so on and so forth. And then the rehab of $150K, that would also be right on the back end of that. So I completely agree with you and recommend doing both of those. Along with that fire hydrant survey, we would also get an idea location in a CAD file for all of those fire hydrants and valves that we would share back. That fire hydrant, our fire departments usually do a great job of putting GPS on it, but we would then give all your operator or Richard, your general manager, all that information as well, so he knows where all the valves and all the fire hydrants are with no question on a map. And with Richard's pending retirement, should he ever decide to get out of there, the next person that you hire, this will be relatable information to them that they can easily pick up. Because Richard has a ton of experience and knowledge this is just a way to transfer it to an actual usable form for somebody down the road.
Okay. So even though they had a company do it, we have to have a company do, you recommend we have a company come in and do it again, even though they have the map with where they're located and everything?
I would talk with them and see if we can get the GPS coordinates for all that stuff. I have no problem with that. And
Actually, there was a map attached to the thing that had all the meters on it, or hydrants on it.
Yeah, I saw the map, but we would actually want the GPS
GPS,
coordinates of
okay.
it, so we could plug them in appropriately to a CAD file and make sure that it's workable. You would still need to do a valve survey, to make sure all the valves are working, pick up all the valves, locate them all, things like that. And Richard,
Yeah.
please jump in if I'm saying something that you've already done
I
or
was
you
gonna say,
already
because
know
isn't that
of.
what they do?
Yeah, that was one thing I was gonna say, Taylor, the AutoCAD file that I gave with the system when I originally did it, it already has GPS on all the hydrants. It's in one of the layers, I don't have the software to pull it up by layer, but you should have, be able to do that.
I do have that, or I do have that software capability. I didn't see that layer in there. I'll go back and check
Okay.
to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we did that, he was standing there with the GPS thing, so we put it in there to
Yeah.
make sure we had them all.
Now, did and I can talk to the fire department, it sounds like you have a pretty good relationship with, that you put me in contact with somebody. Did they actually do rotations on the valve, the
Yes.
fire hydrants, to
Yes,
see
they
flow
did.
rate and everything coming out of them?
They do.
Okay.
They were doing
Yep.
mine this week, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
The one in front of mine.
I had somebody that had some brown water when they were doing it this week.
Yeah.
No, that was
Yeah.
an EPP.
They have been flushing.
Yeah, it's nice of them to notify me for that, then I
Yeah.
started getting complaints.
Yeah, I saw a guy out there, and the water was flowing out of the fire hydrant, and then my back was killing me, I went to take hot tub, and like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
So anyway, wherever we can save, I don't want to say save money, but wherever we can not be redundant in our efforts, I'd really like that.
Most efficient
Yes,
use of
thank
it.
you.
No,
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One more question can I ask?
okay.
Taylor, can I ask one more question too? I have a list of hydrants of about 15 more that I want to add to the system because there's a lot of places that they're spread way too far apart.
Oh,
I
so
was
we're
going
gonna
to
add
install,
hydrants?
yes, for fire prevention within the neighborhood. I'll give you a classic example. We got a hydrant down here at Stonewall Jackson. There's not another one until he gets all the way up to Fairway Village.
Oh,
So
wow.
we need to get another, stick them in there. And there's about a 10, I think it's 10 or 15, I can't remember which one it is, that I already had plotted where they need to go to fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
Can we add that as part of this bond?
What's the cost of doing that?
It certainly you can add it, and that can be part of the fire hydrant valve and rehab. It can be us ensuring, as part of the engineering side of that item, is to go through and ensure that they are all, you have enough fire hydrants to be within the Montgomery regulation. Typically it's a 300-foot radius around each fire hydrant should cover, there should be an overlapping 300-foot radius between every fire hydrant
I
on
don't think there is on this either.
residential streets, and then on any sort of major thoroughfare, it's about 500 feet. So we can certainly go through, evaluate that, and ensure, if that's a concern, which it sounds like it is, to ensure that's there. So.
Got an expert right back here.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I think Stonewall Jackson only has probably 2 or 3 on
That's
it.
what I'm-
That-
Yeah,
That's
but
what I'm
some
saying,
of
it's too far apart.
You're emptying your hose, but
Stonewall
just
Jackson
making
ones are in East Plantation now, they have several of
The
them.
fire that took place up here, he had to string hose all the way down the street to get to that hydrant.
Yeah, that's way out of,
It's way out of,
because most
We
engines
don't
only
want the
carry,
homeowner's insurance going back up.
most engines with 1,000 gallons only carry about 1,400 feet of supply hose.
that's it.
So, when you gotta stretch it and empty the bed and wait for another engine to get up behind you, time is everything.
I think that needs to be one of our priorities then, Taylor, because we've had, 3 house fires in the past year? 2 years?
2 that I can think of.
3 that I know of.
Taylor, as a part of your engineering report, can't you put that in there as a recommendation to the district to add those?
Add the fire hydrants, absolutely.
Oh, good.
Okay.
That's the way to do it.
I think one of the others.
And really, this is included exactly to have these kinds of conversations. So everything doesn't necessarily need to be addressed tonight.
Right.
I know it's gonna take Taylor a little bit of time to put to finalize the application. And at this point, we're not talking about plans and specifications. We're talking about, shifting money from one pile to another and kind of working with the same approximate amount, if that makes sense. And so the way the process works is, Taylor needs to prepare the application, then Lauren and I will obviously be involved as well. Then we submit application to the TCQ. We go through the review process, which will take, 2 months or so, because we'll, hopefully submit it on a 45-day expedited basis. So call it 2.5 or 3 months, and then we have a, kind of 2.5-month process associated with the sale. Some of that being dictated by meeting timing. So from start to finish, you're looking at 6 to 7 months before you have funds in hand, and there are opportunities throughout that process to reallocate funds from as long as they are dedicated to a water sewer drainage project.
Okay.
Right now, you just need to authorize the engineer.
We just need to authorize him to do
Right.
to prepare the bond? Yeah, okay,
To prepare the application to the TCQ.
okay.
Is that a motion?
Do I have a motion to have the engineer prepare the bond application?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Get to work,
So
Taylor.
if in reviewing this cost summary, y'all have anything that, you think that should be included or shouldn't be included, or any sort of specific concerns, the next month or so would be a great time to provide feedback to Taylor.
Okay.
No, I think they just all need to be done.
Yeah, but are
Fast.
we talking about on this one you sent this time, or are we talking about the
This.
10-year one, or
This one.
the one you sent us this time? Right here.
The one I,
Is
the one
that
I
this
sent
one?
you this time would be is the summary of costs for projects to be done out of this bond application. The
Yeah.
10-year was an
Yeah.
evaluation of the
Yeah.
district projects that need to be done. They somewhat line up with it. I think one of the key items that I took out was water plant 1 is perfectly fine in monitoring mode. There's no reason to rush to sell bonds for that $100 as it's not hurting anything at this point. So that was one of the key ones I took out. I think wastewater treatment facility rehab phase 2 was in there. For now, phase 1 is perfectly fine. And please also note, some of these projects do require participation from East Plantation MUD. So that dialogue needs to be opened up and started.
All right, so if you took like water well 1 out, and we decided we want to put it back in after you submitted this form, can we do that?
This is a living document for now. Once I submit it to the TCEQ, it can't change. Once we sell bonds, let's just theorize that we sell bonds and sanitary sewer rehab phase 3 is no longer needed for $452,000. We got it all done in 2 phases. Now you start talking about putting in a notice that you're going to reallocate funds to a different project that may have been that may have drummed up from surveying, and so you can reallocate those funds for a new project. There's a form that you submit to the TCEQ to do that.
Well, and hopefully, well, number 1, if we continue operating in the black, which we are in the black this month, if we continue operating in the black, we can save that money.
Yeah, I just
And fix it
don't
that
want
way.
it to fall by the wayside, because
Right.
you look at our supply chains all across the country right now, and they're drying up.
Right.
And so redundancy is not gonna hurt us to have that back in our system.
Right.
No, but you do have redundancy, and as far as well 2 and 3 go, you do have plenty of a reserve capacity for your district. And I know Richard will probably attest that the district has run off of 1 well plenty of times, and so should something happen, so there is some redundancy built in, and there's no pumping going out of the well. It would have to be cleaned out once you put a new pump in it, but as far as it sits now being capped, it's not doing any damage to it at this moment.
Any other questions? Did we approve everything we needed for Taylor to get
I
going?
believe so.
Okay, all right.
Do we have to send an amount or is that later?
No, something later. Yeah. Okay, the next item on the agenda then is the financial and bookkeeping matters, the bookkeeper's report. Everybody look at it. Happy to announce that thanks to a lot of hard work by some of the board members, we are operating in the black, or I should say by the board members. We are operating in the black this month. So that's a good sign for us. Hopefully we can continue to not operate at a deficit. So it's probably been hardest on Richard, having to take all the phone calls and complaints, but I think we did what we had to do.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you know,
yeah.
we did what we had to do. So. And I noticed that well, I'll talk about that when we get there. I noticed our 50,000 and more went down half.
Yeah, I saw that, it's down to what, about 8?
7, yeah. All right. Any questions on the bookkeeper's report?
No.
We're good? Okay. All right, do I have a motion to accept the bookkeeper's report?
I'll make that motion to accept the bookkeeper's report.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Tax assessor collector's report, we should start seeing property taxes start coming in here this next month, hopefully.
That report you do not have in your folder
Okay.
because it's too early for that.
Okay,
So you'll get 2 of them next month.
okay. Review the investments, let's just say nothing's
was
paying
me.
anything. Yeah, and we can sum that up,
Triple digits.
yeah,
Yeah,
so.
after this one.
Yeah. Okay, authorize the payment of the district's bills. Do we have any questions on the,
I think I did.
I didn't see anything that stood out.
the only one I questioned was the Lone Star groundwater
Yeah, that's,
fee.
6,000 or
No, the
Wow.
19 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Richard explained it to me that they assess you up front, and then at the end of the year, if you don't use it, it's based on usage. And if you don't use everything that they've assessed, then you can ask them to recalculate it and get it back, so,
The government giving back money?
yeah, no,
Not all of it.
Minus.
not all of it,
Right.
yeah, so. Okay, do I have a motion to authorize the payment of the bills, or do I have anybody that has a question about any of them?
I'll make a motion that we approve the bills.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, the next item on the agenda is review the administrative reports. Thank you, Richard.
Okay, the manager's monthly operating report is there. Nothing out of the ordinary. 26 customers disconnected this month, so that's less than last month, so that's a good thing. Our gallons and usages are within range, no problems there. And the system is, there's no major issues in the system. I made just a few notes of minor things that are going on, but that's about it.
Okay.
I got a question about the 26 customers that get disconnected. What's the average time frame for them to get reconnected?
Once the water
Next
shut
day.
off, pretty quick. Most of the time, 75% are turned back on the same day.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Once their water goes off, they're on the phone
That's
tape.
not bad.
Somebody shut my water off. Oh, yeah? Yeah, we know all about
So
that.
you do it early enough in the day that that's a possibility?
Yeah, we always do it in the
You don't
early
do
part
it
of the
at
day, and we
3:45.
never do it on a Friday. We always do it mainly Tuesday or Wednesday in case they gotta carry over. We don't want them going through the weekend. So, yeah, we
Okay.
always do it early in the morning. Normally by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, like I said, most of them are turned back on.
Okay.
Dude, down
We
the
run
street.
it, Milton goes running, turning them all off, and then I get the calls to turn them all back on. You know, so,
So that's people that didn't pony up their bills.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah.
and it only takes usually once.
It only takes one cold shower at 7 o'clock
right.
in the morning.
Cold shower with no water.
But no, usually bottles.
And they really don't like the $50 reconnect fee.
Oh, no. How many months do they get? 2 months or 1
No,
month?
they
or-
only
That's
get
it?
1 month,
1 month,
Boom,
1 month.
right,
good, stay on top of it.
Well, after you don't pay it, it's 2 weeks.
yeah. Well, if you don't pay it by the 15th, you get service charges. And on the 16th, the red cards go out, which tells them, okay, now you got 15 days to pay.
Oh, okay.
So you
And
really
then
get
we
a
put on the,
lump
right on the card, the date of termination. If you're not paid by that time, you're gonna get a $50 reconnect fee, plus, your service will be disconnected.
So the next bill is almost due by the time they get cut off.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
The goal is to keep them within that same billing cycle, see? If it carries over, then we got other issues.
Yeah, that's good. The red card,
The red card, it's like in soccer, and then a red card goes out a yellow card, whatever it
nice.
is.
Give a yellow
The
card, they
system
go
still
straight to the
report
red.
is out, said, okay, like I said, the over 50,000 has dropped. You'll start to see a decline now because of the weather
Because they're
conditions
not
and
watering their
stuff,
lawns.
Yeah.
Exactly. Other than that, everything else is running fine.
I still find it amazing that your average usage for the meters is 7,500 gallons, and we still continue to have people that use over 50.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah. I think it's out, so, but anyway,
I
so.
will say,
That too.
after I had no more women in my house,
Okay,
Water
is
drop?
this-
I'm way down.
I see you've got on your operating report, but you're talking about East Ditch and the storm drains and stuff like that, like.
I think that's under maintenance and repairs, isn't it?
That's right here on this.
Yeah, you're gonna cover it under maintenance and repairs? I was gonna let you wait until,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the East
Done.
Ditch right now is, right, finally getting good enough weather to start working in there. Now my problem is getting the equipment. The rental companies are out. I'm on a 4-week waiting list just to get the little Bobcat that I need.
How are we doing on the
The,
collection box issue over in, Fairway Estates? That empty lot?
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it
Order's brought
ordered.
up.
It's already ordered.
Okay,
As soon as it gets in here, we'll
okay,
go to put it on.
all right.
could, you just looking to rent a Bobcat, is that what you're looking for?
No, it's not a Bobcat, it's actually a skid steer.
Well, if it's
It's a track skid steer.
Bobcat is generic.
Yeah, the Bobcat is just the brand that they use.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need that to push everything. and
One of
then-
my neighbors has got a good sized skid steer in his garage.
Is it a track?
Yeah.
Because I can't use the wheel one, it
No,
won't
it's a
work.
track. And it's a good size one. I just don't know if he'd want to rent it or what. I can find out if there's interest, or if it's legal.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
that's why I haven't recommended
I
anybody.
would not recommend doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, I just know where one's sitting doing
Yeah.
nothing.
But that's it for the manager's report, everything else.
So we
is
had
fine.
another 6-inch main line in Mosswood now?
That one was just a repair clamp that from age just rusted through and it blew off.
Okay.
So it was real easy to fix, not a big deal.
Good.
You get that every once in a while.
So what did that cost to
Uh,
fix?
I think it was 1,400.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Main one is that 60-inch pipe we gotta figure out. Is that the same one that's on the golf course down
That's
there?
the one.
Okay. Well, at least it's not a new one,
No,
so.
Yeah, gotta get fixed.
that's all I have, so.
Okay.
Can you give us an update on East Mud's, I mean, we talked a little bit before the meeting started, but, so we can officially get it.
Well, the board asked me to have a conversation with EPUD about the Holly Springs drainage project. And so I met with Humphreys, and his comment was that his district has no intentions of participating. The house is never flooded, and the garage is not totally flooded. It got water in it, but it's never flooded. And in their opinion, they're not going to participate with anything to change the system that's been working for years. The only reason why it really flooded, according to him, is that the drain that's there got clogged. And so it overflowed from that point on. Once they cleared the drain, everything went down. So at this point, if we want to do it, we'll have to do it, on our own.
Or to pursue legal action,
Or
because we
pursue
have an
legal action.
agreement, we have a joint operating agreement.
And Taylor, what's your feeling on it? I mean, could that be possibly true, or is it something that we really need to address? I mean, we don't want to come after the fact. And
What's that?
well, he's saying that East Mud saying they don't want to participate in that Holly Springs because the house is never flooded. Well, to me, that's not a good reason. I don't want to have to do it after the house.
It's where you and I went and looked at that manhole.
Right. Based on the residents' information, they did flood.
Right.
I thought they had flooded at
Yeah.
least twice.
So
Yeah, I know their house had flooded at least once, and the garage had flooded 2 or 3 times.
Right.
So I'm finding that interesting, just
Yeah.
stay right there. I mean, that's a board decision, you know, I definitely can say that from what we modeled and things like that, your storm sewers are undersized in that area based on the amount of flow that's coming to it. Whether it be, change in weather patterns and obviously an increase in the amount of rain that we get in one rainstorm, you know, older systems are struggling to keep up. But it's, I mean, technically, they're not your resident. You know, and East Plantation really has an obligation to help, but it just really is a district decision based on what they feel is
My
best.
question is.
If I can
is it-
suggest, I think we're gonna have a couple of items to talk to EPUD about. And
I think
it
we
might
do,
be
we need to
a
pursue
good
it.
idea to, put together a budget and a plan of action for each of those items.
Yeah, I would like to see that, but my question is the problem we're trying to fix, is that a maintenance issue, or is that just a design issue? Or is it just a combination? That's my question. Cause Eastman's saying it's a maintenance issue.
Well, he's saying it's undersized, so it's a
So does
For the
design-
design.
Supported design, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to get to, if it's simply a maintenance issue, we could possibly get them, I guess it's on their side,
right.
that they could set a maintenance schedule to keep it clean. Or we either redesign it, you know, I don't know. I guess we need to figure out which way we need to go on that.
I mean, it does definitely start with the maintenance issue standpoint. It was designed how it was designed back in the day. There's, you know, and based on current rainstorms, it is undersized. So as of today, it technically needs to be redesigned. Now, will maintenance alleviate some of the issue? Possibly. But will it solve the problem? No, not at all.
But with our contractor, are they obligated? I mean, if we wanna fix it, they're saying they're not gonna do anything anyway. So we can fix our side and their side could be whatever it is. But, and then our liability's gone, but that's not really gonna fix anything, is it?
You know, let me say this, Tom, they have an obligation to pay half of the, maintenance and repair costs, associated with the drainage facilities. But, you know, if we're gonna, I think it would be good to have these discussions all at once. I think especially if we think that there might be a dispute, to avoid having multiple, disputes about multiple items go on at the same time. I think if we could address them collectively, I think that that's probably in our best interest, and I'd be happy to review the terms of the agreement and discuss everything with the board. And if we expect that there may be a dispute, it might be better for me to advise you guys in executive session.
I think we need to pursue that, figure out where we're going, because we can't just sit here and spin our wheels. I mean, we spent all this time and money developing a program, engineering reports, and now they're saying it doesn't matter, they're not gonna pay for anything.
Right, and so there's a process identified in the agreement where we put together a budget for projects and we put them on notice of the need for the repair. And so I think that that's the route that we should take. I think that Richard notifying Preston was the right way to start the conversation, and then we can put them on formal notice under the agreement and continue the conversation and decide where to go from there. So
Yeah, I would agree with that, you know, and I don't think we wanna push a major issue. I think what we wanna try to do is to find a level of cooperation that we can get the drainage problems fixed, actually for both sides of the thing.
Sure.
But, and do it as, I guess as nicely as we can without causing troubles. I mean, they should be involved in that plan. But that whole east ditch has gotta be done, you know? Now, he's saying he doesn't wanna do that either, I guess?
No, he's not, he said he understands the east ditch. They plan on participating in that, because they're responsible for 50% of it.
Yeah. But, you know, let's do what Davis just said, let's put the plan together and let them know that this is, our recommendation on Holly Springs is to do this, to eliminate the possibility of flooding. If they choose to say no, they take full responsibility of anything that happens beyond that.
I think it's probably Holly Springs, East Ditch, the wastewater treatment plant,
Yeah,
you know, all those items.
I agree. I think we need to move forward on that quickly.
Well, we're not gonna have the money to do it
Yeah, we
for
could-
6 months. I
Yeah,
mean,
but it could take 6 months to get to a point
you know,
that they're going to agree or not agree. We need to,
I think it would be, I think that's right, Tom. I think I think those are both points well taken, right? I mean, I think that if we are in a position where we have a budget and a plan and know what needs to be accomplished, then we can go ahead and put them on notice and, you know, let them know what we're thinking, right? We're thinking we'll have funds in, you know, May, and we intend to proceed with the project, you know, later in, for the
Exactly.
projects, you know,
the way the government works.
towards the end of 2022.
Okay,
you know?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I took up my 3 minutes.
Alright. Any other questions, comments, the maintenance and repairs? Okay. Okay, number 7 on the agenda, we have to cast the vote for the candidates in Montgomery County Appraisal District Board of Directors. We have 1 ballot, we have 2 votes, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
We have 2 votes.
says one. Please cast your entitled votes. One.
But I thought we had
This
2.
form says two.
I can tell you right now,
I have 2
as far as I'm
forms.
concerned, I'm willing to abstain from that vote, because I have no idea who these people are, or what their qualifications. I see their
Here
papers.
it says you may cast all your votes for one candidate or distribute them among the candidates. No votes may be counted for any candidate not listed on the ballot. Where did I see, somewhere it said we had 2.
It's
Where
on
did I
Yes,
see
there are
the,
2 votes.
it's on the
Bottom line.
declaration at the bottom paragraph. It's at the bottom.
it? Okay. Okay. All right, so does anybody have anyone they want to vote for?
Have we ever voted for anybody, or have we just passed on
We
this
just
thing?
always passed on it,
Yeah.
but.
I think I know
I think
someone
Mark
on there.
wants to
Okay,
come up.
You know Alta Bechtel?
Yeah.
One of these people is Peggy Houseman.
Right,
And is that her
Yes.
daughter?
I know that.
Okay. I want to vote for Peggy Houseman.
Okay.
I'm with you, let's do it.
I don't know where
Have any
Peggy lives,
objection?
but her mom lives in Fairway Village.
I don't have any objection.
okay.
So, okay. All right, so
So
the
cast all of our votes for that? We said we could cast 2 votes.
you can cast 2 votes for that person.
Good.
Okay.
All for it.
Okay. All right. So, somebody make a motion.
I'll make a motion that we cast all our votes for Peggy Houseman.
Okay.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. All right. You got yours that you can sign it, or?
There's a presiding officer for this.
Oh, okay. Well, this says title, so I don't know which one's which. Which one are we supposed to sign? Which one are we supposed to sign, Davis? We have 2 different, I have a ballot and then I have a
I
resolution.
think you have the resolution and then you have the actual ballot itself.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Hard time keeping up
So we have
with
to do
these
both of
things.
them?
Yep.
Who's got the blue pen? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 for her.
We hit it.
Guess
I did.
Should that be you or that should be?
Yeah, well, you gotta
Don't,
watch
don't be
out.
doing that to me.
You would be the presiding.
Right, but I
Yes.
think you're gonna
Guys
be
can't
this
be
one.
doing that.
Gotta
Okay.
watch
I can
out.
attest this one, I'll just sign the title and
Okay.
then I'll attest.
Hey, if you want some of that peach cobbler, I got plenty.
How come everybody's getting peach cobbler? but-
No,
I
it's
don't know,
not
I didn't get any
supposed to
either.
have it. It's not supposed to eat it,
I didn't get
just
it.
like me.
Huh?
But I have a little.
Okay, so this is
Of
a
course, I got
test.
big boys that eat.
That's probably where it went then, huh?
Yeah.
You have to sign this one too.
Oh, we have to sign another one?
Is it, or is it the same as that one? Oh, no,
Went
that's
over to
different.
the house last
This is
night.
the, resolution.
Oh, yeah?
For the statement of
Then
directors?
showed it.
No, for
Oh,
that.
just
Where'd
for
you
this?
put that?
Yeah.
She said, "Baby,
Okay.
just broke."
Who's gotta sign that one?
Secretary, I think you signed it on the page before it.
I'll give her a hard time about it.
Okay. Can I come in and do this?
So you gotta, yeah,
We got way
so you
more
gotta
than
sign
you.
it, oh, yeah, this is, yep,
Can I put assistant after it?
yeah, it's got his name typed.
No, his name.
Could be other people running down. Mr. Beach Cow.
Okay, so sign there as assistant.
Yeah, it showed up at my house.
Oh, okay. That was probably the
Yeah,
same part, right?
My wife, well, he said he was gonna watch TV channel.
I don't know.
You signed
I'll
that.
sign
He
it.
brought it over.
Then that's why Tim doesn't
That's
have it.
why I didn't get it.
That's why you didn't get it. She dropped it
So what are
off.
we gonna, what do you wanna do here? You wanna mark out his
I
name
wouldn't
and
say
put
I
Mark,
didn't realize that when you
Yeah,
got
you
that.
bet.
put
talking
assistant,
about
right,
it.
okay. Assistant
Didn't
secretary.
know I was by.
Okay. we need-
We got a first here, we're finally voting for one of
This,
those.
That's right.
And then,
All right,
Oh, yeah.
there you go. Looks good.
that's correct.
Okay, last item on the agenda is executive session. Do we need to go into executive session for
That's
anything?
next
We do
week.
not.
We
Okay.
have pending business.
Huh?
Pending.
We have 9 and
10, yeah, I'm not done yet.
meeting
Executive.
schedule.
And then pending.
For next
I haven't
meeting,
got there
remember
yet.
next,
Yeah.
next month's meeting.
Okay, yep, okay. So next month's meeting, December, unless you wanna meet on the 2 days before Christmas. Do we need to meet for anything on the bond in December, early?
We do. Lauren's on, we should be in a position and I'll let Lauren speak, but present a preliminary offering document for the bond sale for the board to review. Lauren, and truthfully, I'll just say, you know, I think if we met about 30 days from now, that would be good timing. So, you know, if tonight works, I was thinking that December 8th at 6:30 might be good, but you'll just let me know what works for you.
That works for me.
Mark,
Do you know
I
when
don't
your
have
schedule
my, I don't
is
have my
yet?
schedule for next month.
December 8th?
Yeah. What's it look like for you, Richard?
Oh, I'm fine.
You guys good with December 8th?
Yeah.
Okay. So would that be a regular meeting instead, okay,
Yeah, the December meeting.
Same
Yeah, same.
Got it.
situation.
okay,
Yep, and that way you would at least be meeting in a 30-day increment, and then we could bounce back to the regular meeting schedule in January.
January.
And Lauren, do you want to kind of comment on timing and schedule and pricing and everything? Because Lauren's the one who'll have to go around and sell the deal, so.
Yeah, my office has started working on the preliminary official statement, and I think we'll be in a position to send out a first draft to Davis and Taylor maybe in the next 10 days or so. So the point being that we would be in a position to bring a second draft to y'all December 8th. And then if your January meeting, Davis was texting me before, or emailing me before, if your January meeting was on the 27th, then we would look to price that morning. We would print your document maybe the week before, and then price the morning of the 27th, and bring the results of the sale to your meeting that evening, closing sort of the end of February.
Which one, are we talking about the?
The
Charleston?
This is the Charleston bond,
Charleston
right?
bond.
yeah.
Nobody talking.
That's the Charleston bond, right, the park bond?
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Okay,
So we just got, you know, as Taylor mentioned before and we discussed, we just got the, you know, TCQ draft approval. And we can't move forward with the sale until we have the final approval. But now that we've, you know, I signed off on it a couple of days ago, so we should be
27th of January?
January 27th.
Okay.
Oh, is that the next one?
Yep.
That way you would kind of bounce back to your
To the regular
normal
schedule.
schedule. And I know, I think truthfully, I think the district has kind of always had to tweak its kind of November, December meetings because of that fourth week
Yeah.
meeting date. So, which is a common issue.
Okay.
Most districts don't like to hold meetings, on Thanksgiving Day or,
Yeah, I have a problem with that.
You don't think so?
Christmas Eve.
I don't know, I figured we'd have Thanksgiving dinner up here or something, so.
I'll probably be chilly.
Those actually end up being pretty busy days for your operator too. So,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All the grease, so, okay.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
okay, so we got the meeting scheduled. So last item, pending business. You got something, Tom?
No, I was thinking
Oh.
I did.
Okay. Okay.
When are we gonna start looking at prioritizing stuff we need to do with
The bond?
the bond? as far
I would
as-
like to have everybody's wish lists by next month so that we can start telling Taylor, here's what we want, here's what we need to prioritize, but I think we kinda discussed it.
Yeah,
a
can
little
we just,
tonight,
can
but
we
yeah.
each just put what we
Yeah.
think our top priorities should be and
Okay.
send them some to Davis, to you,
To
to
somebody,
whatever?
yeah.
But if
To
we send them to you, would
Taylor,
that be a quorum or what?
All right, send them to Taylor, I don't know.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
It's to be.
So if we
somebody-
all put together a wish list of projects, which ones we think prioritize, do we have a quorum if we send them? I'm assuming we do, if we send them to each other, to a group.
I would just send them to me.
Okay.
Everybody send me all of your thoughts, opinions, and everything. Let me collaborate all of them,
Okay.
and then I can send out a summary cost by BCC so that it
Okay.
gets distributed separately. And then again, if David, stop me if you think that's a bad idea, but
It's as long as you do it, before the next meeting, right, as part of your report. And then if you receive individual feedback from all of the board members independently, or any board members who have comments, right? And then provide an updated summary of costs next month, and we discuss it next month. I don't see a problem with that.
I would note to everybody, just in case, that it says 1 through 18, that's not the order in which to do projects, that's just all the projects on the list. If you agree with all those projects, tell me which projects you think should be removed or added versus what order they should go in, because we can do them in any order once we sell bonds. There's no constraint on which goes first.
Okay.
But Taylor, the list of projects that you've included are obviously based on your, professional
Yes.
recommendations, right?
Yes.
I mean, you essentially went through and prioritized, these are what you view, from a engineering standpoint as the highest, or the biggest concerns, but you included all of the areas of concern in the 10-year plan?
That's correct. That's
Okay.
correct. So these are all my highest recommendations. This was that first 4 years of your 10-year plan pretty much encapsulated in a bond application report. So all that, you guys spent money to put together the 10-year plan for us to assess all these things, and because of that, whenever, this passed, Davis was able to call me and say, hey, we need a summary of costs, and it was a no-brainer. Let's put the first 4 years in there, minus a few things just based off of discussion, to get you guys a bond estimate that I think puts you in a really, really good position in the next 5 years.
But if there are any, y'all live in the community, right? So if there are any specific issues that you're aware of, that you think are high priority items that we need to go ahead and address, now's the time. So.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm ready to tell them.
No.
Anything else? No? Okay, well, we don't have any checks to sign, right? Oh, we do have checks to sign? Okay.
Should we go ahead and close the meeting or not?
I thought we couldn't adjourn until after we signed all of them.
Being adjourned pending a signature of the
Okay.
check.
All right, all right, do I have a motion to
I
adjourn?
make that motion.
Okay, do I have a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
2 weeks?